Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati. Is that focusing? Maybe not. It's by Eric C. Dunn. Dunn. I always mess up that name. I didn't see a website on the box, but if you want that information, I'm sure you can find it in a search engine. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Illustrated by Jesse Reish. Website is hayhouse.com. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. Okay. What do we have for Capricorn? I don't know. Oh my god. Okay. Things are turning around. I'm going to be honest. The first couple cards, I'm like, well, this looks like it sucks. But it gets, like, a lot better. Which maybe for those of you this is going to connect with, you're like, yeah, I already know that. Kind of like, it sucks. Yeah, no news. That's not news to me. So it might be a certain subject. It doesn't have to mean like life overall has to suck, but there might be a certain person in your life that you're like, yeah, they suck. Or maybe you're not happy with your job. It might be one of those things. This is definitely starting with something where you're not happy with it. Because I'm getting, it starts off with the Ten of Swords. The fact that I even have to deal with it, I'm not happy about. Capricorn doesn't sign up to lose. So the reason you might be still stuck with this situation is kind of like, no, I've gotten this deep into it. I'm getting something out of this situation. Could be something like that. Could we get a little bit more about that? Because it's a heavy energy. If we're leaving it in the past, though, if we're starting to separate from it and we're going in a better direction, at least that's something. Maybe it's the end of the crap. 10 of Swords on top of the 10 of Swords, which is kind of like, no, it sucked. And then the Judgment is kind of like, it didn't work out right. Something didn't work out right. The fact that I'm here is not fair. It doesn't seem like it's right. I'm not happy with it. So I think we're just going to kind of like try to nip that in the bud in the sense of like, it's not about fair. It's about this is what it is. Because if we get stuck in the whole what's fair type of thing, I get this ghosts, like Hungry Ghosts feel. This deck doesn't have it, but there's another deck that I keep seeing this card called Hungry Ghosts, where we always try to, you keep trying to get something you can't have. It's like you can't go back and change the past, even though I want to. I can't change the past. So it's kind of like auditing the past, like that wasn't right. That's one thing, but letting go and kind of like, all right, that was the past. That's what happened in the past. If something like this starts coming my way again, I know not to go down that road. I go down this road instead because that road clearly sucks. It's such a... Okay, anyway. Possibilities are starting to come your way. The situation has not been good for a while. I mean, how many times can I say that? But I think you're coming to the point where it's kind of like, how much do I have to... Like, how much longer do I have to suffer with this? There's only one person that can fix the situation for you right now. That's you. I don't think you're surprised with that. I feel like it's time to call it for what it is. It's time to accept a loss for a loss because you're in it. You've been in it for so long, and I just feel like it's just like it never gets better. It just never gets better. And it's kind of like possibilities are showing up, and it's kind of like I just have to decide which one I want. This may sound really simple, but the truth is, if you just decide what possibility you actually want, and then it just takes that first step in starting to research how to make it happen. It's not like committing to making it happen, just like, I'm going to try to make this very benign. I live in this spot. I live in T-Town. I live in T-Town, wherever T-Town is. I don't want to live here anymore. There's a lot of people I don't like here. I got a lot of people who've screwed me over here, and it rains a lot here. I don't like it. Whatever. Where do I want to live? I want to live over on that mountain. It's colder there, but it's more snow than rain. I'd rather have the snow than rain. It's not near the water. I've decided I don't like living near the water. I'd rather live up in the mountains. So I already know that's where I want to be. I don't like where I am. That's where I want to be. Problem is, if I sell this place, I'm not going to get even half of what I put into it. But the thing is, I can just sit here and just say, hey, life sucks, and just accept it, or I can just accept the loss, sell it for what I can get from it, and then move up to the mountains and start changing my situation. Once I decide that I want to be there and that I've accepted, like, this is just never going to work out and I just need to unload it, then I'll start thinking, like, all right, what do I need to do first? Do I need to find the new place first, or do I need to get rid of this old place first? And then once I decide what I have to do first, I'll start piecing together the plan. I feel like it's time to accept that something is just never going to work out. Justice is eluding you. It came out twice in your reading. You want justice, but it never seems to come anywhere near the situation. The card that fell out was justice, but it fell out upside down. Once you accept that the justice will never happen in this situation, you free yourself from the problem. It's not about it being fair. Life isn't always fair. I mean, I feel like you know that. I don't feel like I'm giving you any, shocking news with that. But it's accepting it in the sense of, like, it's just dragging you down by holding on. It just drags you down that much longer. I feel like you've had it for quite a while. So, I mean, 6 of 1. There is success and judgment in your favor. Judgment goes in your favor once you let go of, like, what's not working. It's kind of like, I feel like this is difficult, but it's kind of like if you invested in a property, say, I'm just going to make it really easy. 100,000 is invested in this property. You want at least 100,000 out of it. That would be acceptable. We're just going to say argument-wise, just to make it a round number. 100,000, acceptable. You're not going to get more than 50,000. The trick is to not have a goal of 50,000, because that might screw you over too. I feel like it's kind of like, I just need to unload this. I put it on the market. I decide I'm going to give it maybe 6 months. I'm going to try for 50,000, but after that, I just got to sell it for what I can get from it. And maybe the highest I get is like 35,000. Oh, which kills me. But it's kind of like, it's sitting there. Maybe it's been there for a while, and maybe it's like I've seen this, and like I've gotten an offer for 35,000, and I'm like, I gotta let it go, because the longer I stay here, the worse I feel. Instead of having that $50,000 goal, I'm just kind of like, you know what? My happiness is what's at stake here. That's where I'm investing now. My happiness. It's really painful to do this. Because I feel like this is the reason I'm using this analogy is because it's not easy for Capricorn to do this. Kind of going, you know what? $35,000, all right. And I let go, and I head towards the mountains, because that's where I actually want to be. Very painful to do, not easy for Capricorn. I mean, I feel like that's a lot. I feel like the analogy is purposeful, because it's kind of like I just need to unload it, because the longer I hold on to it, the more it just sucks the life out of me. Things start to go really fast after that. You got the 6 of Wands coming in on the dice. You got the Judgment in your favor, like straight up. Things go very well after this. Once you let go of what wasn't working, going into the next section goes a lot better. Because you got a plan, and you're free from what didn't work. You've accepted it. I feel like it's ironic, kind of like taking that financial loss you think would hold to you, but it's like letting go of what I didn't like immediately feels better. Like, it's no longer holding me down. It's no longer my responsibility. It sucked for so long anyway. It just no longer has its teeth in me anymore. It's kind of like if something bit you and it was just holding on, you couldn't get it to let go. Now it finally let go. It's kind of like, I feel like even though there's healing that has to happen because something bit you and had a hold of you, the fact that it doesn't have a hold of you anymore, and it had a hold of you for quite a while feels so much better. It still sucks, but it's relief. Things just go your way after that. You got the Ace of Cups coming towards you. You got the Judgment in your favor. After this, you got the Knight of Cups coming in, somebody helping you, people moving in your direction, things going in your direction, a lot more knowledge coming your way. You will have moments where you're going to look back and you're going to be like, ugh, that place, or oh, that situation, and you're going to be bummed about it. Just remember that it was never going to work out the right way, and disconnect from it. Invest in what you like. Just invest more in what you do like. It seems like it's a really simple reading, but I feel like for Capricorn, this feels really hard to let that go. To accept that loss is hard. Really hard. So if this reading is hitting, I'm not saying it's easy, because I don't feel like that's easy at all to do. And every now and then it'll pop up in your brain. Realize that you made a lot of spiritual advancement. That's what it is, by letting go and learning the lesson and letting it go. And I feel like you're going to have new boundaries in the future over this, because I'm seeing this. I feel like you're still going to give things a shot, but you're going to have a less of a it's like I'm seeing a shorter distance is what I keep seeing. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Like I'm seeing a tape measure, and I'm seeing like you used to give like a foot, you're giving like 2 inches now. So in other words, if something comes into your life and you give it a shot, and at first it's good, but then it starts to show like it's a little bit crappy, it's kind of like maybe you would have held on to it for a while longer to give it a chance to like turn around. I'm getting like you don't really have that much of a leeway anymore. It's kind of like when it starts to look bad, you're going to start really like looking at it and kind of like start pulling back immediately. Kind of like, okay, wait a minute. If this is going to go south, I'm not going to invest anymore. Let's see if this turns around. And it's like maybe you gave 5 chances before, you might give 2. And it's like, well, I used to give it 5 chances, and then I would get out. Now I'm only going to give 2, and then I'm out, because I'm not investing like that anymore. And that's in the beginning. So it feels like, for example, if you meet a new person in the first 2 months, it starts to look like, ooh, it felt good at first, but now in the first 2 months, it's starting to look a little rocky. I feel like I pull back, I give it another month. If it doesn't start to go better, it's kind of like I'm going to let this friendship go away. That type of thing, if that makes sense. Where in the past, I'm feeling like I'll give it some time. I'll try to put some more effort into it, see if they come back my way. I'll like open the door for them, tell them what I need. Like I'm not putting as much effort into it anymore. I feel like I'm pulling back a little bit. I don't think that's bad. It doesn't feel bad. Anything else I'm supposed to say with that? Yeah, no, I'm not putting myself out there for that crap anymore. Not putting myself out there for that crap anymore, which is fine. I do feel like you're putting yourself out there a little bit, but I'm not putting myself out there nearly as much as I used to. I don't think that's bad, as long as you do put yourself out there to some extent, just not to the level that you used to. Whatever that means. And depending on who you are, that makes more sense is what I'm getting. So I don't know what that means. Because some people put themselves right out there right in the beginning. Other people don't at all. I feel like you used to give people more of a chance in the past. It's not like you won't give the right people a chance in the future. You just won't put yourself out there nearly as much as you used to. Am I missing something? No. But make sure you do give people a chance. Instead of giving people 5 chances, just give them 2. That's all. I'm going to shut that down there. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.